Hello everyone and welcome to another Board of Education meeting recap, this time for December 2020. We're so glad you could join us, and as always, JD Harden here, joined by co-host Mary Elizabeth Davis.
Well, thanks JD, thanks for having me, and it is great to see you.
It's hard to believe that we are in the final month of 2020. It has been a long but very productive year for our school system, and our Board of Education really put a bow on this month's meeting and this year with all the things they accomplished during their December meeting. And we kicked things off really with the board being able to recognize some of their efforts as they were able to participate in the Georgia School Boards Association's annual conference. And a big piece to that conference was the naming of Henry County's Board of Education as a large system Governance Team of the Year finalist. Such a huge accomplishment considering all the hard work and all the outstanding boards that there are across the state.
It really was, and it was a testament to what this Board of Education can do when they come together with a laser focus on serving the youth in our community. It was a testament to that great work and a great way to kick off this particular board meeting. Mrs. Pope and Mrs. Edwards were able to provide a recap of some of the sessions of their Georgia School Boards Association conference. And there was great discussion about how this board continues to learn together and grow together in order to serve together.
And one of the things that we were also able to showcase for those in attendance, and of course anyone who follows back up to watch the meeting, was this great video that showcases the work again of our Board of Education. I think we're going to take a look at that right now.
In Henry County Schools, everything starts with the expectation of an exceptional experience. We hold ourselves accountable by making it clear to our community exactly what they can expect from their school system. From that first day in pre-K through to graduation in all our schools, everything we do is designed to meet and exceed the expectations of our stakeholders.
The very best place to learn, grow, and perform is in the Henry County school system.
Our award-winning Board of Education sets the foundation for these expectations through unified governance and purposeful, continuous improvement.
We have laid out a roadmap that we can follow for this point on.
Henry County Schools is on an ambitious pursuit to become the fastest improving, highest achieving school district in the Metro Atlanta region, while prioritizing student connectivity and student capability. Through thriving partnerships within our schools and throughout our community, we further enhance this pursuit by ensuring our students are provided with a high-quality education and attain the highest achievement levels.
43,000 students. We have 50 different schools.
Although the 8th largest school district in Georgia, Henry County Schools prides itself on the close connections more common to smaller communities. It's all about relationships.
It takes your school, it takes your community, and it takes you.
A well-balanced education consisting of rigorous academics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities is readily available to all students across the district. Our Board of Education, with nearly 50 years of combined governance experience, is committed to providing an equal opportunity for every student to learn at or above grade level. Ensuring family and community involvement is a critical aspect of student success, and to creating supportive, safe, and secure learning environments with effective teachers and leaders producing excellent results.
Our job is to pursue a high-performing school district.
The board believes so strongly in this mission that it is cemented in policy by Henry's Plan of Action.
We had to ask ourselves what we wanted to accomplish, which was really important.
Our plan aims to create a sustainable, high-performing school district that educates all children to the highest standards while preparing them to be healthy and active contributors to the global community. Henry's Plan of Action is an unequivocal declaration that our core responsibility is student learning and that we will, unflinchingly, hold ourselves accountable for improving the academic achievement of each student in every school. Welcome to Henry County Schools, where every day we expect exceptional.
One of the large focuses of this month's meeting centered around some of the mid-year instructional and operational adjustments for our board and of course our school system. And there was some great discussion. We had a couple of really substantial presentations from members of our executive cabinet, and the board had some great feedback on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think some highlights worth noting is obviously we have actually come to the conclusion of the first semester, and so preparing for a great, strong, productive start to the second semester requires us to continue thinking about adjustments necessary to our operations. So first and foremost, every one of our schools will be replenished with PPE supplies, including masks to have on hand for any individual who's on campus who may have forgotten one, as well as the actual disinfectant wipes for each employee. There will also be an additional sum of CARES dollars that is identified for each of our schools to supplement the PPE that is provided through the district resources. We also really had an opportunity to talk about our school buses having a resupply of PPE material and really preparing for a strong second semester start. I know we actually had some teachers in attendance, and so we'd love to turn it over to Melanie Kellum to talk about some of the instructional adjustments.
Hello, I'm here to report about what our district and our board is doing with our mid-year instructional and operational adjustments. At tonight's board meeting, Mr. Schrum went over a wonderful plan that we have to make sure that our students get what they need from our teachers and from our community and from us. So they have prioritized next semester to change our learning progressions and our pacing to meet the needs of our students. We understand that teachers need more time to plan for instruction. We understand that teachers also need to be able to stay on pace and make sure that their students learn everything they're supposed to learn. So we're going to adjust those progressions, and we're going to prioritize the standards so that all of our students stay on path to be an exceptional learning experience. I think we're on the right path with our mid-year adjustments, and we're so lucky that we have a board that can make these adjustments in real time, because students are first in Henry County schools.
Now, one aspect of our organization that has not stopped since March 13th is our school nutrition employees. They have continued to serve nutritious meals to our remote and on-campus learners, providing actually two solutions, one being curbside pickup and the other on-campus service. Well, it is just unbelievable how much they have accomplished this first semester. But as we head into the second semester, we will actually return to our original curbside pickup locations. 10 locations, one per each of our clusters, will continue to offer a curbside pickup meal service for our families who are learning remotely. We also have the opportunity to continue our on-campus service and continue to expand that model, because each and every one of our meals, both breakfast and lunch, are currently free of charge for every and any student. And so we invite you to eat breakfast and lunch with us.
One of the other substantial pieces to come out of the board meeting this month was the board's desire to provide an amendment to the school year calendar for the second semester, an adjustment that we want to make sure that all families and community members are aware of. And after a unanimous vote, the amended calendar does include a later start date for students. So instead of the original start date of January 6th, students will not return from the semester break now until Monday, January 11th. What that does is it provides 3 extra days of teacher work days just for our teachers. We've heard it from them. We've heard it from discussions with them about their need to have extra planning time with the complexities of what this pandemic has brought to teaching and learning for many of our schools. And so 3 extra teacher work days, and then we will also have an additional teacher work day, 1 per month, January through April, to again provide what our teachers have been saying they needed, which was additional time to prepare their lessons and of course other functions of their classroom and their teaching, to make sure that our students continue to receive the highest quality education. We still have an end date of Wednesday, May 26th, but we're excited to be able to, our board was excited, to be able to make these adjustments for the school year calendar. And we actually had one of our Teachers of the Year, Tabitha Wesley, able to expand on that just a little bit.
At tonight's board meeting, there were some big changes that were made to the 2021 school year calendar. In the spring semester, teachers are given 6 additional planning days to prepare for our students virtually and face-to-face. Not only is this going to help us prepare for our kids to have the most rigorous and intentional instruction, but also it's going to give teachers that time throughout the year to take a step back and reassess and reevaluate what their plans are for that upcoming month. The board proves to us each and every month that they are looking out for our teachers, they're looking out for our students, and they put us first every month when they get together.
A highlight of this school year was the opportunity to learn that our class of 2020 set the bar for the highest graduation rate in school system history. 88.8% of our students earned a diploma in the year, for the class of 2020, which, when you think about all that they endured, that really is a remarkable, accomplishment, and it actually continues our trend of increasing graduation rates year to year. It also marks, again, a mark above the state average, and it's one of the highest graduation rates in the metro area, and we're so proud of our class of 2020. Our Chief Learning Performance Officer, Melissa Morse, was able to provide the board with an update on this substantial accomplishment for our students.
You can see that in our 4-year graduation rate, we have increased by almost 2% this year, from 87 last year to 88.8% this year. 9 of our 10 high schools showed an increase and in that 4-year graduation rate. And then, as you can see listed here, we had 4 high schools, Dutchtown, Ola, Union Grove, and Woodland, all who have graduation rates over 90%. And our highest graduation rate is at Union Grove High School with 96.1% of students graduating in the 4-year cohort. You can see that in comparison to the state, we're outperforming them by 5% of our students graduating in 4 years. As then when we look at our neighbors, you can see that we're ranked number 7. And of the top 7 districts in our comparison, we are the largest of those 7 districts. Cherokee's close to us with a few hundred less than we have. So we're a large district, still performing in a very competitive, as you can see, across our comparative districts.
That's just amazing, remarkable that we had an increase in a year like this. So that's just proof of the dedication of our staff, our teachers, our principals, and just the focus that was put on those students this year. And I'm so thankful for that.
What I love most is that the value that number really has and what students are leaving with, and that they are prepared for what's next. And that is all a reflection of the incredible work that happens inside our classrooms and from the district level down.
These numbers are awesome, and it is so good to sit here and be able to see these numbers after what we've gone through this past year. So I am just so proud to look at them and to be a part of the work that's being done here in this county, because the numbers speaks for the work that we've done in this county.
Our organization has committed to a culture of continuous improvement. And in light of that, Dr. April Madden, our Chief Family and Student Supports Officer, was able to provide an update on our work in our Exceptional Student Education program. Let's go ahead and hear a recap from Teacher of the Year, James Forsyth.
As part of the Board of Education's meeting, we are provided a great insight into Dr. Madden's report on the Exceptional Student Education Continuous Improvement. This showed that as part of the district's approach, they have a deliberate and intentional outlook that students of all abilities can and will learn at or above grade level. There were 3 parts that included clarity, coordination, and collaboration. This has really made it possible because of a valuable external review that was conducted. This external review provided great insight, and part of the insight included a centralized location for exceptional student education resources, now we know as Henry Connects. In addition to that, there's also the development of a special education parent advisory council. This is wonderful in that this bridges both the community and the parents and the teachers and other staff within the school system coming together to ensure that our students are successful, that our students are college, career, and life ready going forward.
Our Board of Education has reached a huge milestone in their development as a leading governance team for not just our district but of course the state of Georgia. And one of those key components to cement their status is a strategic plan. And the strategic plan, of course, has evolved over many months of work and conversations with our community, and they're at a point right now where we're starting to talk about the metrics that accompany this plan. And there was some great discussion in a presentation or a report from Dr. Knowlton.
That's right. I mean, really, the voice of our community continues to inform how our Board of Education comes together to set the direction for the future of this organization. This month, we talked about the metrics that will indicate success, and our Board of Education has actually landed on an agreed upon collection of metrics that we would love to share with you right now.
The next couple of slides displays what the board decided upon as priority outcomes. Priority outcome number 1 started with nearly 30 possible outcomes that were compiled from input from board members, executive cabinet members, as well as building level administrators. The board members were able to narrow this list down to 3. For priority outcome 1, literacy proficiency at every grade level, and they are as follows: reading growth from grade to grade, students reading and writing on or above grade level, access for every child to diverse grade level content, literature, resources, and world language programs. Priority outcome number 2 is readiness to learn at every level. This was narrowed down from about 54, and they are as following: students who began school kindergarten ready, students' participation in advanced coursework at every level, students demonstrating social and emotional health and readiness. And the third priority outcome, number 3, college, career, and life-ready skills for post-graduation. This outcome was narrowed down from nearly 50 outcomes to now 6. And they are as following: students completing career inventories, internships, apprenticeships, and industry certification, students demonstrating competency in financial literacy, soft skills, and transition goals, participation and performance of students on nationally comparative metrics, graduates meeting competitive acceptance requirement for the university system of Georgia's colleges and universities and qualifications for Zoe Miller Scholarship, graduates meeting college readiness benchmarks in ELA and math, and graduates successfully completing industry certification, persisting through post-secondary degree programs, and or eligible for high-skilled workforce options.
Now, while our strategic plan development process has surely had its fair share of interruptions over the last several months, our board actually adopted the framework for the strategic plan in July, and it cannot go unnoticed how saturated the language of our strategic plan framework looks to include the words opportunity, access, and outcomes. And our board had a great conversation about what is equity if it is not the pursuit of advancing opportunities, access, and outcomes for every child in every classroom in every school. So they worked toward a working definition of those terms that we would love to share with you and listen in on the Board of Education's conversation.
I want to go back to something that you said, Dr. Knowlton, that was really powerful about equity. And you said, what is equity in a school system if it's not advancing opportunities, access, and outcomes for every student in every school? And I agree with that 100%. And I know this board is committed to equity in our school system. And I just, we kept hearing that from our community, and we believe deeply in that also and have that desire. And I personally would like to see that come to life. And I just believe the best way to do that, creating something stable and lasting in our school system, would be through policy. And so I just wanted to ask how the board might feel about the development of an equity policy in our school system, and accountability policy.
Ooh. Lots of work. When I looked through this, Dr. Knowlton, a lot of work, but it's been good work. And this board has worked very hard to get to this point. And we're going to continue to move forward. And but when I look at it, it's just amazing. Lots of time, lots of hours, but good work and good work. I can agree with Ms. Cobb, and I will be willing to for us to work on a policy for equity as well as accountability, because I think both of them are needed. So I hope the other board members feels the same way. But I'm just so excited about the work that we've done and the work that we're going to continue to do, because it's all about the students that we serve. And we have, going through this presentation, all the presentations today, we can see the fruits of our labor, because it's all good.
It is truly amazing what this means for the future of our students. And like I said earlier, the value of what a diploma means in Henry County schools. But this is our community's voice, and this was the desire of our community. And I'm so grateful for their input from the beginning of this. To Ms. Cobb's point, I think that is a fantastic idea. The surest way to ensure that something is lasting and stable and consistent is to put it in policy, so that it does not change with any change of leadership, but has to be changed through policy. I think that an equity policy would be very powerful. As I said earlier, policy BAB calls for a system of accountability, and I think that is a wonderful way to hold all of us accountable, from the boardroom to the classroom to an equitable access, opportunity, and outcomes for every student. And while I know a lot of people just focus on the outcomes because that is the most visible thing, I just want our community to be confident that we are also equally as focused on the opportunities and the access for every student group. As you can see, I'm glad you brought up the highlighted version of that, because that is a commitment of ours. So thank you for bringing that up.
That was a lot of work. But thank you very much, and having it organized to where we can understand it, or at least I can understand it. And I think having your policy for accountability, also don't forget your procedures. So once you have your policy, break down your procedures to make sure it's followed to the nth degree.
So as you can see, we are getting oh so close to the final reveal of the completed strategic plan, which will guide our school district for the next 5 years, which is the typical life of a strategic plan. And we're so thankful to the participation of our community in tandem with our Board of Education to make this a hallmark piece to guiding our school system into the future. So thank you to everyone, and stay tuned as we continue to share more updates about this plan as it takes shape. So moving from there, we were able to talk about another important piece for our school district, which is an upcoming SPLOST, which would make the 6th SPLOST or eSPLOST, I should say, for Henry County Schools. Now, eSPLOST stands for Educational Special Local Option Sales Tax. Since 1996, Henry County Schools has been the beneficiary of a 1-cent sales tax, otherwise known as eSPLOST. And this eSPLOST has really helped the school district accomplish a lot of capital improvements, from buildings to investments in technology and transportation, as well as instructional learning materials. It can be used for basically anything but personnel. And our board was able to hear information on the next SPLOST, which will be coming up for a vote more than likely at the first of next year. And as a part of this, there are several key capital improvements, as well as additional investments in technology and instructional learning materials.
Yeah, I really think our Board of Education recognizes the instrumental role our community-endorsed eSPLOST program plays in the health and the sustainability of this organization. It, of course, is our only way to invest in our capital improvement, and it will allow us to meet those goals that came so vocally forward in our development of a strategic plan, the district's preparation for growth, as well as the district's investment in STEM opportunities for children, as well as the district's investment in replenishing and revitalizing our transportation fleet. The opportunity for our community to come together once again is upon us, and the continuation of this penny sales tax as we head into the new year will be a part of our conversation in January and February as we head into a possible vote in March.
So we just ask everyone to stay tuned, and we'll be sharing more information about the project list as it goes before the board for an official resolution that we can then share out with the community. And we look forward to talking about the many things that we have on the horizon for Henry County Schools to make it, again, the best school district in the state. Now, that really takes us out of our study session and into our business session for the evening. And as always, we kick every business session off with just some of the most inspirational performances by our students. This month, no different. We were able to enjoy the talents of a few students from Pleasant Grove Elementary as they sang a song, and then we also had live performers dancing there in front of our attendees at the Board of Education meeting. So kudos to Pleasant Grove Elementary and their many students. I believe they had you audition at one point during our Shadow a Student Day. Is that correct?
Well, Pleasant Grove is where I shadowed a student last year, and so I saw some of my former classmates who are performers, but it was a testament to our times. There was a virtual performance of the chorus, a live performance of dancers, and in combination it was perfect, and that's really what 2020 has been all about.
Exactly. We were able to recognize several individuals as a part of our awards and recognitions section of the business meeting. We had our model water tower competition winners. We also had some outstanding readers. We had our reading teacher of the year for the state, which was a huge accomplishment. We also had sportsmanship awards for two of our high schools, both McDonough High School and Eagles Landing High School. We had their principals in attendance to be able to receive those recognitions. We also had the opportunity to recognize Dr. Brian Blanton with a huge award for his involvement in technology on a national level. They recognize his outstanding work. We are so fortunate to have him leading probably one of the key components to learning in a pandemic, which is technology. And then of course we also had the opportunity to recognize an outgoing board member, Mr. Josh Hinton, our board chair.
That's right. And while we did that, we acknowledged the incredible leadership of Christy Willis, our CFO, who will also begin her retirement at the conclusion of this month. I always love welcoming our new team members, and so congratulations to Kimberly Shepard, the newest appointment for an assistant principal role at the Academy for Advanced Studies. Congratulations to you. That really wrapped up our meeting, and I think as each one of our board members shared, we want to wish each and every one of you a wonderful, a restful, and a healthy holiday break, and we cannot wait to see you in the new year.
As we wrap out this segment, take a look at this awesome video as we recognize our many school heroes all across Henry County Schools on this important board meeting. We'll see you next time. Every day, thousands of heroes go to work in Henry County Schools. Now, our heroes may not wear capes, but instead they use the care and compassion to lift our students and families in Henry County Schools to new heights.
Thank you, school heroes. We appreciate you. You rock.
Our educators support the most important component to any community, the foundation for our future through a high-quality public education. Educators work both inside and outside the classroom. They teach lessons. They drive buses. They support operations. They prepare nutritious meals. They care for the ill. They inspire through art. They protect the safety and security. They listen for well-being. They provide through hiring. They maintain buildings and facilities. They lead departments, divisions, and schools. They do it all for the students and families in Henry County. And for all they do, we will always say thank you to our Henry School heroes. As is the case with most board meetings, there's a lot more information that you're able to witness being there in person or watching the full version on demand.
that we're unable to bring to you here in this very short board meeting recap. The links to those presentations and videos can be found in the description section directly below this video.